Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel Intuitive Tarot Empath. I'm Robin and this is your general reading for July 2017. In the event that this does or does not resonate with you, go check out your videos for your sun, moon, and or rising sign so that you can get the most amount of information about the energies that are surrounding you throughout the month of July. Could even have started like the last 2 weeks of June or the first 2 weeks of August. So let's shuffle the cards. If you don't want to watch me shuffle, you're more than welcome to keep it moving and fast forward through this part. But I'm going to shuffle the cards with your energy in mind. And we'll see what comes up for like work, travel, home, relationships. Remember, this is a general reading. So the cards that just flew out are the Three of Wands in reverse. So I think that for some of you, Taurus is something that you've been working really hard for. You're seeing come back to you all throughout July. It could be with work, obviously, it could be with relationships, but either way, it's something that you're passionate about because it's a Three of Wands, and Three of Wands is all about like the ships coming in, your return investments. The Page of Swords also flipped out, so I think that there are messages back and forth. There's a couple different things that we could say about these three cards. This could be messages back and forth between you and another person. So obviously if, you know, this is a work situation, perhaps you finished a project and now you're hearing back from you know, the people who you sent it to, and now you're messaging back and forth. It's, you know, if this is about a love relationship situation, I don't know why this seems to be happening commonly for some of the signs this month, but it could be that you're waiting a scenario to play out with another person. There could have been there's like messages back and forth between you and another person. It could be that they brought somebody else into the relationship and now it feels as though the Wheel of Fortune is turned against you. So that's for some of you Tauruses, not for all, but just saying that like waiting for something to come back. Or rather watching the thing that you've been waiting for come back, messages back and forth between, you know, you and another person, and also maybe feeling as though you've been down on your luck recently for whatever reason. You know, when it comes, all right, the cards are like, would you just read us already? All right, so let's see. I put those cards back into the deck, and if they come up again, then we know something's up. So the Page of Cups in reverse. The Four of Pentacles is what's crossing you. The Four of Cups in reverse, which is great. The Queen of Wands in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Six of Wands in reverse. The Five of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. The Five of Swords. And finally, the Nine of Wands. So July sees you getting over some sort of a heartbreak, something that was disappointing to you. It could be with work and it could be with love. You know, for those of you that this is a relationship reading, this is more so about the dissolution of a relationship. So the Three of Swords is usually about a breakup of some kind. If it's in reverse, it could even be that, you know, someone's coming back into the picture, or it could just be getting over heartbreak. But July sees the successful completion of heartbreak, and actually by the end of July you will find yourself opening up even more and more. So like I said, this is about a disappointment, something that you had to walk away from, but you're getting over the disappointment. It's not weighing heavily on you anymore. And the Five of Hierophant, the Hierophant card, is about contracts and relationships. You know, so this could be about contracts at work, or this could be about marriages. So I have a feeling that for some of you, this is speaking about divorce, or this is the breaking up of a relationship. I also think that it could be someone else coming back in so that the two of you can have some sort of non-traditional relationship. This could also be that you walked away from a job and now you're looking in a different field to make your money. But there was some sort of breaking of a contract breaking of some sort of relationship. And it put you in a place where you were feeling kind of weak for a while. The Strength card in reverse is obviously the opposite of strength is weakness. So I think that it was a big disappointment for you. It might have even come out of nowhere. And that's what that Page of Swords came up before. But, feeling kind of weak, but coming into a place where you're back on your feet again. So the Judgment card is saying that if you're still in the process of getting over this heartbreak or disappointment, you are coming into a time when things are going to get better. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start, feeling like your normal self again, feeling as though you've come back to life. And then you're going to start putting yourself back out into, this is funny, the world. So you'll notice that he's holding the world because the world and the universe are on your side. So I think that, there's been perhaps, once you start feeling back to your old self again, it's kind of, you start asking yourself, what is it that I want? What is it, that I want to do? Who is it that I want to be with? Where is it that I want to go? And you're going to start communicating your intentions with people and putting yourself back out there again. But I think that there will be some hesitancy because, for fear of what's happened before. And with the World card, it's just saying that the world is on your side. The world, the universe is protecting you. They have your best interest at heart. So really what it's saying is that you're holding me in your hand, like you're holding the world in your hand. So all you have to do, July, and this came up for Scorpios as well, July is about a time of figuring out what it is that you want. So now that you're back on your feet and you're feeling strong again and you're feeling good again, what is it that you want from the universe when it comes to work, when it comes to relationships? Put your intentions out there, and then instead of standing on the sidelines and watching as they happen, while you're on the sidelines watching yourself put that energy out into the world, feel how it feels to be excited about the thing that you want and be, in the moment where it's right before you get it and how exciting that is. And let that energy guide you toward actually achieving that goal. All right, so I think that July is a lot about letting go. Because we have here the Page of Cups. So for some of you, this is an immature person who has come into your sphere and is kind of rocking the boat a little bit, but you see them for who they are, and that's fantastic. You see the nonsense or the little games that they're playing. You'll notice that they're kind of focused on their cups, so I don't know, but you don't even seem to be really caring about this person all that much. So if it's somebody at work, or if it's a relationship that you have with someone, it's just kind of like a little gnat that's, buzzing around you. Or it's that person that disappointed you so much, you're finally seeing them for who they really are, and who they really are is not as great as you thought they were. And so for some of you, this will also be a card of travel because we have the water in the background, so you'll be traveling throughout the month of July. Maybe you'll be traveling for work, maybe you'll be traveling with someone who kind of annoys you a little bit, or someone who you perceive as being immature. But this is just an immature person who's around you right now, or seeing somebody who's disappointed you in the past, seeing them for who they really are. And right now, with the Four of Pentacles crossing you, we have some Tauruses are holding on to something when it comes to their home. So either you're holding on to your money or you're holding on to your emotions. But it could even be that this Page of Cups is coming into the picture and he's looking toward the future and he's offering you a future, but you just don't want it because you're like, I've been disappointed in the past. I don't want to deal with this again. I've gotten myself to a place where my home is super happy and I've worked really hard to achieve that on my own, and I'm not going to let go of it. Because what we have here is the Four of Cups. So it's like you're in this really interesting place where you're open to new opportunities. You're no longer seeing the disappointments as a loss. You're seeing the new opportunities that are being afforded you. And they're things that are concerning something you're emotionally connected to, something that's close to home. So like I said, it could be your finances. So it could be with work. It could be a relationship. It could be someone offering their love to you. But there's something, it's like you feel like there's something not right about the offer. That's why the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. And I mean, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, regardless of if it's reverse or upright, they're always great cards. So it's like someone's offering you a new opportunity out of nowhere and you're seeing it. Wait, Wait. You're seeing it, because that guy that's sitting next to the, or sitting with his back up against the tree, he's seeing the new opportunity in this reversed Four of Cups. But sometimes the Ace of Pentacles in reverse can be like, I mean, aces are always about an unexpected offer, but it could be feeling in a way that you, like, a feeling different from what you thought it was going to be. So like, you know, the job opportunity, I didn't know that it was going to be this job, or I didn't know that it was going to feel like this, or the same thing with a relationship, that there's something, I don't know, for some of you Tauruses, I really feel like there's this feeling of something's off. You know, something's off with this person, something's off with this opportunity. But, you know, and that could also be why the Two of Wands came up, because it's like, I'm not ready to take it yet before I really weigh all my options and see how I feel about it. Because there's something that's giving you pause, and you might have, you might have taken the opportunity, and then, you might have taken the opportunity much to your own, like your intuition was saying don't do it, and then you did it anyway because you needed something new. But now you're in a place where you're like, I'm holding on to, it's hard for me to keep my happiness, it's hard for me to keep my strength, so I'm going to keep holding on to what I do have. And maybe it's even why you hold on to this Page of Cups, because it's like, you know, I'm holding on to what I do have as opposed to letting go and seeing what else comes in. We have the Queen of Wands energy crowning the reading. So it's in the advice position. The Queen of Wands is saying, once again, listen to your intuition. That's what that black cat in the Queen of Wands card is saying. You know, listen to your intuition. She's also looking toward the past. So it's saying, learn from the past, learn from your mistakes. You've learned a lot of lessons, and the world is on your side, and it's energetically supporting all that you want to achieve. So what do you want? And, you know, there's a reason why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. If you're feeling like something isn't right, trust your gut. You know, this is also the card of somebody who's grounded. They're grounded in nature. They have their wits about them. And so if you find that once, like, you haven't been listening to your intuition, or if you feel as though something's kind of needling you, this card is saying, you know, look into that a little bit more. Trust your gut when it comes to this. There's a reason why you're feeling that way. You know, especially when it comes to Tauruses, you guys are an extraordinarily grounded energy, especially because you're an earth sign. So you're very logical, you're very loyal, you're very honest, you're very home oriented. And so, you know, when you get a job, you want to make that job your home. When you get into a relationship, you want to, you know, you invest. And it's very solid. And so something right now to you guys isn't feeling very solid. And even though this is a fire sign card, I still feel like with the sunflowers and, you know, the wand almost looks like a walking stick. And for me, I feel like this represents a lot of Tauruses who are trying to look the opposite way of their intuition, because it's not logical. Why would I make a decision based on my gut? That's not logical. Right now I need to make a decision based on my finances, or based on what makes the most sense for me at this time. And so this card is really saying, you guys are very grounded and you are very logical, but, you know, trust what your intuition is telling you, because there's something to be studied there. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to walk away from something. All it means is that you need time to reflect on what's going on so that you can make it right. It doesn't mean that you have to leave a relationship. It doesn't mean that you have to leave a job. It just means that you're going to find a way to make things easier for yourself once you really look inward and say, why am I feeling this way? Like, why, whenever I'm around this person, do I feel the need to hold on to my pentacles so tightly? You know, why, when I'm around this person, do I feel the need to hold on to my emotions so tightly? What is it that's making it impossible for me to let go, or to feel safe enough to let go? So we have in the future, and this is probably more so toward the middle of the month, end of the month, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So I think that for some of you, having taken this opportunity, there's still something that's blocking you from feeling as though you've been victorious. So you're still looking at the past. You're not holding on to it. You are feeling like you've had some sort of success, and it's success with your daily life. So this is all around daily life and home, and daily life, home, communication, and endings in conflict. So that's kind of the gist of what's going on, that there is some sort of conflict that you've been experiencing, whether it's within you or with other people. But the Six of Wands is just saying that, like, there's still something blocking you from feeling as though you're having the success that you deserve, or the success that you've worked so hard to achieve with relationships or with work, because it's something that you're passionate about, and it's something that affects your everyday life, because sixes in astrology are all about your daily routines, your schedules, the way you do things, the day-to-day life. So like I keep saying, with that Queen of Wands energy, go back, go internal with it. What is it that's blocking you? Is it really this person who's around you that you feel like you can't, let go of? Or is it something within you? Because here we have the Five of Wands. So for some of you, this is going to be an internal conflict. You're going to go in and start to really study why it is that you're feeling conflicted about a situation, and that's going to bring conflict to you. This is so illogical. Why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? Why can't it just be normal? For some of you, this is going to be an actual conflict with an actual person, so an external conflict. So this could be the external conflict that you have with that Page of Cups energy. So if you are a Queen of Wands and you are super mature and grounded, and then you are having to deal with a Page of Cups energy who is super Neptunian and idealistic and kind of up in the clouds and immature, then obviously that's going to create a conflict between the two of you. So it could be that the Page of Cups is a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, or it could be that they're just, a person who exhibits water sign type qualities, so super emotional, super idealistic. I feel like the Page of Cups in reverse is always also someone who's kind of flaky, kind of flighty. Whereas the Queen of Wands, I think that energy has kind of been pissing you off if that's the kind of person that you've been dealing with, because the Queen of Wands, in reverse is saying, like, cut the shit, like, what the fuck? I can't deal with you being all over the place or only having your best interest at heart. So, there could be a conflict between you and this other person. I think that there's going to be a lot of communication over the course of July. So twos are about communication, as we know from astrology. And this is also about trying to find balance and feeling as though it's kind of a struggle. Maybe for some of you, it'll be struggling to find a balance within yourself. For some of you, it'll be trying to find a balance between intuition and logic. For some of you, this is going to be a challenge in balance between you and this other person. Once again, I said this before, so for some of you, in July, you will be traveling because we have water in the back of the card, and usually those cards signify some sort of travel. So I don't know if you're traveling to see another person, and then the conflict comes in where it's like, I'm always traveling to see you. You never come to see me. Like, you need to meet me halfway. And so here is you as a Taurus, and Pentacles represent earth signs. So I think that you're doing a lot of work. You're doing a lot of work to achieve balance within yourself, to achieve balance in your home, to achieve balance in your relationships. And there might even be something that's making you feel like you're having not the type of success that you would like to have. There's balance there, but it almost feels like for you, it's glimpses and glimmers instead of the full enchilada that you assumed that you would have at this point, especially having gotten over heartbreak. So this month is about you working really hard to, like, get everything back into alignment. And what's awesome, not necessarily, like, okay, let's just one thing at a time. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we have the Five of Swords here, and the Five of Swords is usually about someone who feels as though they've gotten the better of someone else. So, if we're talking about a divorce scenario, if we're talking about a work scenario, if we're talking about a breakup scenario, I think that there is a hope, because this is in the hope and fears position. You know, there's a hope that you won't have to deal with anybody deceitful ever again, and that you've dealt with deceit enough. And I think that there's a mistrust when it comes to that Page of Cups, and that's what keeps you holding on to your pentacles so hard. You know, and there's a hope that you won't have to deal with that again, but there's also a fear that you will. So, you know, this is just saying that, like, you're kind of keeping that energy close to you, even though you've already unleashed it. And here at the end of the month, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse, which is great. So it's about finally letting go by the end of the month. And, you know, because upright, this card is about being on guard. You know, it's about having erected all of those wands on your own and being like, no one can touch my wands. I've heard also people describe this as the card of not seeing what's behind you. But really, the way that this card for me reads is that, you know, that Four of Pentacles that came up at the very beginning, how you're feeling at the beginning of the month, that you're holding on to things so tightly because you don't want to lose them. You will be letting go of that energy by the end of the month, because you will have been able to reconcile whatever the conflict was that you're currently dealing with, whether it's with a person, in a relationship, you know, all of that. So that's beautiful. That's great. So it's like you're going to be doing a lot of work this month internally. But let's see what's holding you back with that 6. Whoa. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So 2 cards fell out. The mountain and the clouds. I just need 1 more card. So this is for the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, there's another one. Interesting. I had a feeling that was going to come out for some strange reason. Yeah, it could also be. Yeah, anyway. All right, so the first card that came up is the Mountain. So the Mountain is about struggles, obviously, because you'll notice that we have this mountain that's blocking the way of the sunlight behind it. And this is about, obviously this can be an internal struggle. This is feeling as though something is impossible. So, you know, for some of you Tauruses or Taurians, this could be about, you know, a situation that you experienced in the past that you thought was never going to end. And in fact, it seemed so overwhelming to some of you that it was like, do you go around it? Do you go over it? What's the best way of getting over the mountain? For some of you, it was an internal struggle about your emotions. How do I deal with this? Like, how do I get over the mountain? I have no idea. And you'll notice that the man in this card, he's by himself. So, you know, if this is a breakup, if this is a loss of a job, if this is a divorce, it's like, you know, there is so much conflict that was created for you that you had to endure alone, that it felt like, how the hell am I going to do this? But you did it, and now it's in the past. So the Cloud card is, it speaks of what's in the past with the dark and what's in the future to come with the light. So the dark card is where the mountain resides. So it's like those conflicts from the past are behind you. And in fact, what's on the other side of this is this. It's a 7, so it's about relationships, about business partnerships. So for some of you, this is about making a bigger commitment to something. So with I have a feeling that with the 6 of Wands in reverse, it's almost like you can't enjoy the commitment that you've made to this person or this job or this new situation because you're so busy focusing on what you've just been through that it almost like peppers everything that has come your way. So it's like, I should feel successful, but I don't. And so, you know, this is about, for some of you in the month of July, you'll be getting engaged. For some of you in the month of July, it's going to be about signing that new contract, signing that new lease, signing, you know, becoming more committed to a relationship. So it could even be that that Page of Cups is coming in reverse or, you know, coming in at all because there's a mistrust on your part because you've really just been through it. And you're like, I'm not, you know, I want to enjoy this. Like, the intention is there. I want to enjoy this. And what's great is that by the end of the month, you will be. You'll be letting go. All right, so one more card of advice. All right, hold on. Yep, there it is. Well, there it is. All right, the messenger of action. So this is what she looks like. Yep, lighting the way. So the messenger of action says something new and exciting related to creativity or your career comes to your attention. You feel an eagerness to learn and you're ready to get going, although you may feel insecure. Do it anyway. This card represents someone in your life, or maybe you, who is creative, enthusiastic, and fascinated by life and who wants to try everything. So let's take a look. Yeah, this is just saying that whatever your hiccups are, you know, move past them. It's all your mind playing tricks on you. The messenger of thought is equivalent to the page of swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So situations. There's so much to learn. Expect great excitement to arise about a new topic or intellectual project. Information pours in from television, the internet, and social networking sites, making it difficult to take it all in. As you gather all this new knowledge, make sure to be organized. The data may be filling up your mind, but if you forget to speak from the heart, it may offend others. The message may be the most important thing, but the way it's delivered also matters. You may receive information that creates a need to make changes to your plans. People, someone who's always excited about learning and sharing knowledge, a person who's very mentally active and able to adapt to changes quickly, someone with a great enthusiasm for the truth, but for whom it may be tempered by a lack of experience and diplomacy, someone who has great discretion and is very organized. Additional meanings of this card: reviewing documents carefully, listening to all points of view, honest and constructive feedback. So whatever it is that's making you insecure this month, Taurus, you're going to be pushing past it because you're going to be doing a lot of self-reflection. This card talks about information coming from all different types of sources. So I think that for those of you, there's going to be, you know, a lot of learning going on, a lot of moving forward going on, because you don't want to feel like this anymore. And by the end of the month, you're going to be opening up and it's going to be beautiful. Excuse me. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I enjoyed doing this for you. If you have any comments or questions or want to tell me what's going on in your life, I always love to connect with you guys. So please email me at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you're interested in a personal reading, go check out my website, intuitivetarotempath.com. I'd love to work with you guys. All right, have an absolutely beautiful July. I hope that you know, you enjoy everything that's coming your way. It's going to be awesome, and I'll see you guys in August. Bye.